It is time to talk about second quarter earnings with Volition RX, and who better to tell me about that than the CEO, Cameron. Give me the numbers highlights to start with.
Yes, thanks, Nick. It's been a really good quarter from a financial point of view. We've really strengthened the balance sheet. We ended with 18.5 million on account, and subsequent to the end of the quarter, we got another 4.8 million in warrants exercised. So that makes about 23.3 million when you add them both together, which gives us a really long runway to get all of our milestones achieved. And these are all from existing shareholders, so people who are very committed to the story, very good support from what we're having. We've also had very good insider buying over the last few quarters as well. So it's all coming together on the financial side.
So those are the top line numbers. What, in performance terms, has contributed to that financial performance?
I think we've really got momentum in a lot of areas. The last quarter we announced the memorandums of understanding in a range of areas, and we've advanced them all. So from the Chinese point of view, we've now finalised the contract for the first trials in China with Volition. We finalised the contract with the lung trial in Taiwan, and they're collecting now, so some very good momentum there. We finalised the company formation in Texas for the subsidiary, so we can really have a dedicated unit focusing on the Volition vet side, so very strong momentum there. We've done a lot of work on the Nu.Q capture, and that's coming to fruition, and we've got a lot of news on that coming up. We've made a lot of progress on assay development and the colorectal work we've been doing, so I can talk about that later as well. So it's really coming together.
Let's drill down into your sort of core activity really, which is diagnostics, but there's been other activity or a lot of activity in that sector over the last quarter. Where do you fit in with that?
Yes, there really has. So we've been saying for a long time that what the work being done in DNA is very important, but the DNA does not live by itself. It's the chromatin, which is the epigenetic signaling, which is really important. We've been saying that for a long time now, and that's really now becoming accepted by pretty much everybody. That the DNA is important, but it really struggles in early stage detection because it's a very rare marker. The epigenetic signals, which we're completely dominant in the blood space with regards to nucleosomes, which is the protein plus the DNA, is incredibly important. And because we've been doing it for such a long period of time, we're really front and center in this space.
Let's move back to that subject that you just touched on, assays, very important to you. Give us some more detail on that.
Yeah, and given we now have money to get through to 2021, we've spent a lot of time and a lot of effort getting our assays to the level they can really be product grade. We've talked about that a lot in the past. That work's continuing very well. So we're now in the process of launching our first products to CE mark on the very simple platform, the basic platform on the manual plates. And we've done a lot of work on getting them to work on magnetic beads and chemiluminescence. What does that mean? Why is that important? Once they're on those on magnetic beads, they can then be used on a very wide range of platforms. Think of Roche, Abbott, a wide range of open platforms. Our vision is a very big one. We really want to be in every lab in the world on any machine that can be adapted to, and there are lots of them.
In the headline performance there, you also touched on the lung work. And here we're talking National Taiwan University and also a Chinese company. A bit more detail around that.
So yeah, lung cancer is a big problem everywhere. It's extremely deadly cancer, but where we've had the most traction in getting groups to work with us to help us run the trials and the process is in Asia. It's a very big problem in Asia, even more than other places, primarily due to the pollution and smoking, which are not a very good combination for lung cancer. So it's something which we put a lot of effort into. Dr. Quay, doing our work in Asia, has done a really good job of the best people we could find. National Taiwan University, so working on an ethnically Chinese population in Taiwan, and also in China itself with Fosun, who have done a lot of work with us, and now they've collected and we're running a trial with them. So we expect to have a lot of lung data over the next few quarters, and we would expect that to lead to products in these countries as well.
Ever since I've followed Volition, you've been pretty nimble and you've been able to not change direction, but develop new either techniques or new areas, and one of those is Volition Veterinary. Tell me more about that. What developments have we had there?
Yes, just on the nimbleness, we think it's very important having a strong management team which can, things change and adapt, because ultimately you're in a very fast moving area. Science, technology is really changing and developing quickly, so we're always looking to make sure we're doing it the best way we can. And in the veterinary space, we've been working with Texas A&M and the Walloon region on developing it for dogs and other animals. It turns out, which is something which scientists know, but most people aren't aware, the epigenetics of dogs is almost the same as humans. So our products and our assays can change from one to the other. And the veterinary space is even worse than the human space for diagnostics. It's most of the things we diagnose with humans don't work in blood in dogs, but nucleosomes do. So we don't know anything about the veterinary space. So we sought out the best partner we could possibly find. Texas A&M, a world-renowned, absolutely fantastic facilities, great people. We've formed the company now in Texas so that we could really focus. Our vision all along has been to be a decentralized multinational so that we can do different things in different areas with strong coverage from the top, from myself and the team. So we've now formed the company. We now have the first management in place, the CEO of that company, Nate. And we're looking to finalise the agreements with Texas A&M, and we're out there in October, so hopefully that'll be a big milestone where we can finalise some of the big issues with Texas A&M, so we can really work together to change the veterinary space as we aim to change the human space.
Before we conclude with our look ahead to the milestones that may be coming up, a bit more on Nu.Q capture.
Yes, Nu.Q capture, just for a quick summary for the listeners, we by capturing the nucleosomes and pulling them out of the solution, you can then do a lot of different things. Sequence the DNA. The DNA and the epigenetics is the nucleosome plus the DNA. And you can also do mass spectrometry on nucleosomes as well. Very powerful potential. We've done a lot of work on the capture, which also requires magnetic beads. So again, everything, all boats rise by the strong progress we're making on the basics. And we should have some information on that over the coming months and quarters.
You've had your facility in Namur in Belgium for some time now. There has been expansion there on the staff numbers, the team, and there's going to be more. And also you've had some more financial assistance from the Walloon region where the facility sits.
Yeah, the outcome in Belgium has been fantastic for us. We've got a massive facility. We visit a lot of facilities in the California area, or in which they spend millions per year renting. That cost us 1.2 million euros to buy. The team's expanded now to over 30 key technicians and scientific people in our lab. We aim to get that close to 40 in the scientific team by the end of the year. Very key work these people are doing in just making the basics of the platform working very, very well, because we intend to launch products in lung, colorectal, and the veterinary space, in a range of other areas. And 90% of the actual product and the assays are similar platforms amongst all of them. So that's been really key. And we could not be happy with the Walloon region. They've been giving us a lot of help financially. Also, the team have been absolutely fantastic.
So a lot of momentum there, a lot of things happening. Just draw a conclusion, really. What's your sort of final message for this quarter, looking ahead to the rest of this year and beyond?
I think the message has been now we're very financially stable compared to where we were. We have capital now to get through to 2021. We're still in 2019. So we've put together the team, the technology. It's all coming towards us now so far as the epigenetics is what we're after. Is it really what we thought to be true? Has now proven to be true. We've done a massive amount of work in developing the actual platform itself, collecting very large trials across the world. So we'll be starting rolling out our first products in the triage space, in the lung space, CE marking in the first half of next year, and then adapting it finally to the big platform so that we can be everywhere in the world. I think it's really come together. The momentum is huge now, and financially we're strong, the team's strong, and I think we're absolutely in the middle of a very exciting space.
Exciting times. Cameron, thank you very much for filling us in on these quarterly results for Volition RX. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick.